All right, it's time for us to learn how to solve rational functions, or rational equations. So you'll have something similar to this problem right here. And first step you're actually going to want to do, at least this is my first step. There are a couple other methods of this, so be aware of that, and that's okay. You can choose another method. But the first thing I like to do is I like to get a common denominator, much like when we're adding. Denominator. There we go. Okay, so the way, if you remember when we're adding, the way we get a common denominator is you factor first, and then you see that, oh look, this first fraction over here has the x plus 6 already, but it's missing the x, so I'm going to multiply top and bottom by x. And then the other one is missing the x plus 6, so I'll multiply the top and bottom by x plus 6. So you get 3x over x times x plus 6 equals 5 over x times x plus 6 plus x plus 6, because I distribute, over x times x plus 6. And then you could actually, if you wanted to, combine these really quick. So you have 3x over x times x plus 6 equals x plus 11 over x times x plus 6. Now, this might seem weird, and I didn't have to do, by the way, this step wasn't necessary, but this might seem weird, but in order to solve this, I'm actually going to multiply by the denominator. So we're going to multiply both sides by the denominator. What this is going to do is it's actually going to eliminate the denominator on both sides. So boom, 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 boom. And you're left with, let's pull it up here, you're left with 3x equals x plus 11. So then your next step is literally just solve. You know how to solve. So I subtract x, so I have 2x equals 11. And then I divide by 2, so x equals 11 over 2. Now, there is actually a final step we have to take into consideration. Oops. Step 4 is checking for excluded values or extraneous solutions. Now, extraneous solutions, I would just write them down based on that common denominator. You just got to tell me what x can't equal, because there's going to be, the denominator will tell you exactly how many you should have. So in this case, x can't be 0 or x can't equal -6. So in our case, we're totally fine. 11 halves was neither one of those. Oops, can't equal. So just be aware that you always check for extraneous solutions. So really just excluded values. So that is your process. And that's all you're doing. So let's go ahead and see another example. So once again, common denominator. So I'm going to put that over 1. And in order to find common denominator, I factor out this, or I factor each denominator if it can factor. And then I multiply each denominator by their missing factors. So this one's missing the x minus 3. This one's missing just the x and the x minus 3. So both. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply those. So we have x times x minus 3 over x times x minus 3 minus x minus 3 over, because I'm multiplying, so it's 1 times x minus 3, right? Over x times x minus 3 equals 5x plus 25 over x times x minus 3. Once again, you can combine these if you want. So you can make it like x times x minus 3 minus 1 times x minus 3. However you want to do that. Or you don't have to. But the next step is, once you have a common denominator, you actually are getting rid of the denominator by multiplying by that denominator on both sides. Now it's only going to get rid of the stuff that's in the denominator. So we're going to have to be solving. So you do want to distribute. I usually distribute right away, but I'm going to go ahead and distribute now. So I'll have x squared minus 3x minus x plus 3 equals 5x plus 25. Denominators are gone, but off to the side, we should just remember our excluded values. So x can't be 0 because that's the 0 of x. And the 0 of 3 is 3, so x also can't equal 3. So that's going to be our important at the very final step when we check our answer. But we have this problem. We actually have an x squared term. Whenever you still have an exponent other than 1, you're actually going to want to get everything to one side. I'm going to combine like terms first though. So I'll subtract 5x over, so you get negative 9x. I'll subtract 25 over, so you get negative 22. And then you're going to factor. So in this case, we get x minus 11 times x plus 2. And then your solutions would be positive 11 and negative 2. So once again, let's check. So 11 is not on the excluded list and neither is negative 2, so we are good to go.